Imagine a treasure so priceless that a king would destroy entire cities just to possess it. A place where walls soared 30 meters high, coated in pure gold, and objects crafted by the world's finest artisans held secrets of the divine. This place truly existed, and it was utterly destroyed by a man who considered himself a god on earth. 7 years. That is how long Solomon labored to build a temple that would make any king tremble with envy. Jerusalem's temple was not just a house of worship. It was a monument of wealth, artistry, and divine presence, visible for miles. Its outer walls glimmered under the sun so brightly that travelers had to shield their eyes as they approached. Urut King 6 records its dimensions: 27 meters long, 9 meters wide, 13.5 meters tall. But numbers cannot capture its majesty. Every inch of the interior walls was covered in solid gold, layered over cedar from Lebanon, the most prized wood of the time. Every carving, every ornament, every detail seemed to whisper the presence of God. The floors, polished to perfection, reflected the light like liquid gold. The smell of cedar mixed with incense filled the air, creating an atmosphere so sacred that even the bravest visitor felt awe and reverence. The temple was alive with light, shadow, and the faint flicker of torch flames, giving the impression that heaven itself had descended onto the stone and gold. In the Holy of Holies stood the Ark of the Covenant, made of acacia wood and overlaid in gold. 2 colossal cherubim stretched their wings above it, each 4.5 meters tall. The altar of incense, 10 massive golden candelabras, hundreds of sacred objects, all gleaming, all sacred. Even the bronze sea, a giant basin supported by 12 bronze oxen, was a marvel of engineering, polished to reflect torchlight like liquid gold. Every object in the temple told a story of devotion, craftsmanship, and divine purpose. Travelers from distant lands whispered tales of its beauty, claiming that stepping inside felt like entering heaven itself. The temple was a symphony of light, shadow, and divine symbolism, a place where every detail, from the tiniest carvings to the tallest columns, spoke of God's presence. The fame of Solomon's temple spread across the ancient world. The Queen of Sheba traveled over 1,000 kilometers to witness it. She expected wealth, but what she found was something far greater: divine majesty, sacred power, and beauty beyond imagination. The temple was not just gold and jewels. It was a symbol of God's presence among men, a living monument to faith, hope, and devotion. Its halls resonated with the voices of priests, the prayers of kings, and the silent awe of all who entered. For centuries, kings looked upon Jerusalem with awe and envy. To attack the temple was to challenge God himself, until Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, set his eyes upon it. He commanded an army of 180,000 soldiers, experts in siege warfare, psychological terror, and military engineering. They wore bronze armor that mirrored the sun, carried massive shields, iron-tipped spears, and curved swords capable of slicing flesh and bone. Towering siege engines, bristling with archers, approached the city walls. The sound alone, wood smashing, metal clanging, paralyzed defenders with fear. Even the city's gates, massive and fortified, shook under the relentless assault of battering rams. The very earth trembled as the army advanced, a reminder of the unstoppable power of man when driven by ambition and greed. By 598 BC, the siege began. Jehoiakim of Judah had rebelled against Babylon, trusting in Egypt that never came. 30 months of famine and terror followed. People ate leather, grass, rats, even the dead. Lamentations 4:10 recounts the unimaginable. Mothers cooked their own children. The city stank of death. King Zedekiah watched from the walls, powerless, horror in his eyes. The cries of the starving echoed through the empty streets. Even the priests, who had once served in the temple, could do nothing but pray as their city decayed around them. Smoke rose from distant fires. The once vibrant streets of Jerusalem had become silent avenues of despair. In 586 BC, the walls finally fell. Babylonian soldiers stormed the city. Jehoiakim's sons were executed before his eyes. He was blinded. Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, systematically burned Solomon's temple and the royal palace. Columns shattered. Gold melted. Bronze broke. The Holy of Holies, once reserved for the high priest, was desecrated. The Ark of the Covenant vanished, its fate unknown. The very air of Jerusalem seemed to crackle with the weight of divine judgment. The treasures were taken to Babylon, displayed publicly, proof that even the God of Israel could not defend his house, at least so it seemed. Yet 47 years later, during Belshazzar's blasphemous feast, divine judgment struck. Babylon fell that very night to Cyrus of Persia. He restored the sacred objects after 70 years, fulfilling Jeremiah's prophecy. The temple was rebuilt, worship restored, the sacred treasures returned home. Nebuchadnezzar thought he had defeated God, but he had only played a role in the divine plan. Human pride, no matter how vast, cannot triumph over the divine. Solomon's temple is a lesson in human ambition and divine authority. Walls may crumble, gold may be stolen, empires may fall, but the sacred endures. Its memory survives, its meaning persists. Even the mightiest conquerors serve a higher plan. This temple, once a symbol of divine majesty, destruction, and restoration, remains a timeless warning. True strength is not in gold, armies, or power, but in faith, in history, in the divine. Its walls may have turned to ash, its treasures plundered, its people scattered. Yet the story of Solomon's temple endures forever, a testament to human ambition and the eternal power of God. And in every fallen empire, in every plundered treasure, the story whispers to us, no human glory lasts forever, but the sacred, the divine, endures beyond time. Even through fire, even through exile, even through the hands of men who dare to claim it. Solomon's temple is gone, yet its power, its lesson, and its mystery remain, forever etched in history, echoing through the ages, calling all who dare to listen. Even today, archaeologists and historians search for remnants of this sacred place. Every gold fragment, every ancient inscription fuels the imagination and awe of generations. It reminds us that history is not just dates and names, but stories of ambition, faith, destruction, and redemption. Solomon's temple may have turned to dust, but its legend shines brighter than the gold it once held. And perhaps, in every shadow of a ruined wall or a hidden treasure chest, its spirit still whispers, reminding us that true power is eternal, and the divine is always watching.